Alright people, I got a special AMD update. There's going to be a lot of facts that we talk about AMD. I just want to state that this is an options trade and I want to explain the advantage of this particular options trade, but confirmation is key and timing is key. I've been talking about this trade for a while. We haven't been able to confirm. It's been about a month, but the beautiful thing is the options have really gotten a lot cheaper, and when this does move, it can make us a lot of money. We're talking about 200 to 300% gains in the AMD options people. All right, now that I got that out of the way, all right, another quick point I want to make is that AMD is in what I consider a bullish chop zone, and that bullish chop zone has been pretty tight, as you can see, right, between the 13 and we'll say 1420 area. But the chop zone is a little bit larger, and it's because it's based upon a resistance and support, right? So this is getting, but the nice thing is I got some good news here, people. But I'm going to get to that good news a little bit later. But let's talk about a lot of key facts here, okay? Because when you wanna make good plans, you wanna you want to make sure you follow the rules, okay, people, and I have an understanding. Like I said, from since back in March, early March over here, March the second, that there were many supports that people would just say, oh, AM. Some people said, oh, AMD is going to be a good buy. Don't worry, it'll get to 10. This is a different kind of setup. I've always stated this, that I believe that big, the big picture, AMD is going to go to. You see, I talk about phase two. I'll talk about the phase two and the phase one, right? But one of the key things you want to realize is this key support area. And I want to give you some good news. As long as AMD holds these two key supports, I believe that this stock could confirm. And the good news, no, it wouldn't take more than a month, a week to a week and a half. It could be a lot sooner, but I'm just saying, if it was to take about a week to week and a half, oh, the amount of money when this confirms you can make in the options. And I'm going to talk about that as we get to the options, people, okay? So again, as long as we hold these key supports, oh, I tell you I can tell you how much money we're going to make. And again, I'm going to be documenting this. And again, people, see, I suggest you follow me on Power Trick or Trade on StockTwits or on Twitter for special comments about AMD, like when I think it confirms, because I will say if this confirms or not. All right, people. As AMD is a strong focus stock for me, I really want to see this company succeed. But you know what? It's not up to me. Like I've said, we need to wait for confirmation. This is an options trade idea, and with options, we have one problem: time decay. And so, in order to combat time decay, I have come up with what's called. This is what we use. It's called confirmation, and I'm a master at confirmation of what needs to happen before we can get into a breakout. All right, people, let's get into this. I do this for a lot of stocks, but let's get into this now. AMD is set up to test 17 to 19 from here, which I call phase 1. And then the next setup is phase 2, 22 to 25. But in this plan, we're going to be talking about phase 1. The April 14 or 15 calls will be great to use when this confirms. Now, I wrote that, but I really would be focusing more on the 14 and 13 calls for now. But we're going to talk about all those three, the 13, 14, and 15, and the 14 being the sweet spot, and I'm going to explain why. At this point in time, though, people, AMD still needs to break above 1450 on some strong action volume. And I mean strong action volume, people. And strong action volume is 15 million. Okay? Now, I wrote this here for you to see, but if the volume is not there, we will need to watch for basic above 1450 with a power push above 1490. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit more facts about this 1450 to 1490. As time goes on, day by day by day, it's going to be, these numbers between the 1450 and 1490 will become a little bit smaller. But it really doesn't matter, people. If you wait for the proper confirmation, we can make between 200 to 300% gains in this option plan, as long as AMD confirms within about a week to a week and a half. For example, we confirm at least by about April the 7th or 8th, being the longest. And then if not, it would have to make an adjustment. All right, now let's get to the options, people. All right, people. This is March the 24th. AMD closed at 1370, down 9 cents. Again, this has failed to confirm all week, especially my prior plans for many, many weeks. That's okay. As I explained, with options, we wait patiently to make these 100 to 300% gains in option plans. And AMD has this potential, and in the meantime, we wait for confirmation, but it's getting better and better for options people, and it's getting closer and closer, people. That's the good news. Now, let's talk about the 14 calls here. So here's the April 21, right? These are the 14 calls. Look at this, how cheap they become. You know what? Just a few weeks ago, these were trading above $1, even in the same price range, $1.20, $1.30. Now look at the amount of trading happening here. Lots of action happening here. Lots of open interest. So this is the sweet spot option. And imagine now, I can tell you that we might confirm, if all goes well within a week and a half from now. Let's say it might be less, right? But I'm just giving an example as a worst case scenario. As long as we hold the 1348 or 13 support, I see something like this happening soon. The confirmation, people. Okay, and again, the odds are in our favor as long as we hold those key supports. But this is the sweet spot options here. Okay, now imagine, I'm going to explain this to you. When you're in with the 14, you're in the money, right? So let's say AMD confirms in the 14.5 area. That these options would cost for sure about $1. Okay, you could use the 130s if you want, but this is the sweet spot because of these options. If AMD was just to go to 17, they would turn to like $3.5, $4 options, depending on the power and the speed. Can you imagine that? You could do about a 300-400% gains. And why are we documenting? I'm documenting in this video these options in case we do confirm. So when we confirm and get to those numbers, you'll be able to see for yourself, right? So this is a sweet spot up. You can use the 15s, but you know what? They're getting quite cheap. And I would believe, I think these are cheap enough. You don't want to go too cheap with options, but I tell you, these April 21 options will be good as long as we've confirmed by at least no longer than April the 8th. And believe me, the longer it takes, you know what? The better it is if you're an options trader and you follow my style of trading, people. Oh, you're going to be happy. So there you have it, people. A great update. I explain the facts from the support to how it has to break out to the options we should use and why. And I do this for a lot of other stocks, not just AMD. Check out my win plan, a new win plan. I'm going to be bringing out a new biotech stock. I'm going to be bringing out a short plan. I'm going to be bringing out. The thing is, people, you're planning. As you can see, confirmation is key. Study the videos, people. Witness the power, people. Look, it's all about waiting and stalking your prey, people. It really is, especially with options. And the weapon against time decay is confirmation. We just don't enter things. I look for setups that have a potential to make. I'm not looking for the little quick pops, ups and downs. These are directional moves. AMD, I'm telling you, is getting ready to squeeze higher. But we just can't assume when or how. It's just that until it proves otherwise, I am looking to go long AMD only. The short side, I do not see much of an opportunity, and there are much better stocks to short than AMD. But to the long side, with the new chip and all, AMD is in favor of going higher. The key is waiting for confirmation, people. In the meantime, I just go into other plans that confirm. It's all about waiting for confirmation and taking action. I suggest you follow my stream if you haven't. Check out my other videos and study. Don't take plans until you're comfortable, but you're going to see the truth if you want to study and follow the plans. I'm here to help make money, people. All the ideas I want to do, I want to make money in them as well. I take my own plans. I have a power trick or trade. Anyways, I want to get into power trick or trade stuff, but yeah, this guy, a partner of mine, we discuss these trades all the time. Anyway, see the Sandro Power Trick or Trade, people? It's going to appear here in a circle format. Simply click on it, and it'll give you an easy way to subscribe. Again, make sure by you subscribe, you're going to be able to get an easy link to my Twitter on Power Trick or Trade on Twitter. I'm also on Power Trick or Trade on StockTwits. Same name, people. Power Trick or Trade for Twitter and Power Trick or Trade for StockTwits. So there you have, people, a great update with all the great information. Review this video, people. Look for comments. If I need to make a new update for AMD, I will. But this update's telling you we are in the chop zone. Wait for confirmation. Don't play the little up and down games. When this was good, when this is ready to move, it's going to pay us. I promise you. But if it doesn't, just avoid it. There you have, people. A great update. Thanks for listening. Like the video.